Morning, even afternoon, we got a banger for y'all today, baby. Got another reaction video from Josh here. His YouTube is in the description. Check out all of his videos, man. He is awesome. And Josh here is making a 100-layer lasagna. Yes, this is the biggest lasagna I've ever seen. If y'all enjoy this, be sure to hit the like, the sub button. Most importantly, be sure to tell somebody you love them. I'll catch you in the next one. We got some more food for y'all from Josh, man, and I'm excited about this one.
To anything? Do layers make things properly good?
Lasagna.
So we put it to the test with a 20-layer grilled cheese, a 30-layer crepe cake, a 50-layer potato pave, and finally a 100-layer lasagna. We're really pushing it here. None of these are tested, so maybe they work, maybe they don't. But it's an adventure through texture. Like Texture Over Taste, my book, which is available for pre-order. Link in the description. By the way, this place might look a little different. That's because our studio is still being finished. It'll be done soon, permitting.
I gotta tell you, before we even get into this, one, I watch these videos when I'm hungry, and that's probably a bad idea. Two, lasagna, I gotta be honest, not typically my favorite. But I'm sure Josh is gonna make this and make it look very, very good. Me personally, I'd rather have like a chicken Alfredo, you know, with like pasta. Like, I'll eat lasagna, don't get me wrong, but like if I can choose between chicken Alfredo and lasagna, I'm gonna go chicken Alfredo. That's all I'm saying.
But anyway, let's make this, shall we?
So we're kicking things off with a 20-layer grilled cheese. Everything about this seems wrong, but since Burger King did it, we have to do it better. Although I'm not sure it ever existed, but whatever.
I love grilled cheese, bro.
Amount of cheese and 2 buns. I did multiple layers of bread and cheese to separate it all. You'll need a whole
How much better that looks, bro.
As a normal slice of bread. Then you just stack bread, cheese, bread, cheese, bread, cheese. Yeah, it's satisfying to watch. And once you hit 20 layers of bread and cheese, you just stop because that's enough. Horrifying, but look, I'm not gonna judge a book by its cover.
How does he get it all crisped up like perfectly?
Oh, he's so mean. Well, so what? So I toasted it on both sides in butter, and obviously 99% of this is not melted through, so we finished it in the 350 degree oven.
That's how he did it.
And behold, surprisingly, the outside was beautifully crisp while the inside stayed luscious and soft. Let's cut it for a cross section, and okay, it looks pretty cool. And a little bit of proof that it was melted throughout to transition us to see if it was worth its layers.
I would eat that whole thing.
Everything about this is wrong, but at least it's better than Burger King's. Burger King, this is probably what it should have looked like. I like it. Every culinary fiber of my being has been
Burger King actually made a 20-layer grilled cheese? Is that a real thing?
dismantled, which is great. Anyway, regular. Okay, so this one, I want you to picture a grilled cheese. Imagine that. Now this one, it does look cool, I will say. Down the hatch. That's awful. Never do this. You ever get too much of one flavor and you kind of want to throw up? Yes. When you put this much American cheese in your mouth, just in general, it's not going to be a good time.
I love Josh's editing, bro.
That didn't come from a boardroom meeting. That was devised by Lucifer. No, we did a little science experiment. Ha so fun.
Moving on to crepes. This is a Nutella stuffed hazelnut praline crepe cake. First, praline. You gotta make the praline. You can go and buy it and blend it, but come on, it's really easy.
I'm a savory fat,
720
but I'll eat some
toasted hazelnuts.
I'll eat some sweets.
These are called filberts. Place it on a baking sheet that's been lined with a silicone baking mat.
Is he making his own Nutella?
3 cups or 420 grams of sugar and half a cup or 120 milliliters of water. Bring that to a boil over medium-high heat, and once it's boiling and in a liquid state, add 2.5 teaspoons or 10 grams of fine sea salt. Then continue to boil that, brother, until it reaches a beautiful amber color. Cut off the heat and pour your sugar syrup over your
making the praline
to fully coat. A lot of cool.
I'm just gonna say as well, I thought Nutella was healthy, which is probably why I'm overweight. But I genuinely, when it first came out, I was like, it's hazelnuts. It's gotta be healthy.
Completely, it will get hard. Then once completely cooled, snap into small pieces, place in a food processor, and pulse until you get a medium fine crumble. Moving on, very basic crepe batter. Bowl. Add 1 cup or 120 grams of all-purpose flour, 1.5 tablespoons or 18 grams of sugar.
Crepes just small pancakes.
Mix it together till combined, then add
Waffles
1 cup
are better than pancakes.
Of whole milk, 1 egg yolk, 2 whole eggs. Begin whisking until relatively smooth. Then whisk in and emulsify 1 tablespoon or 14 grams of vegetable oil into the batter. Pass it through a fine mesh strainer or a chinois to keep the batter smooth and luscious. From here, get yourself a non-stick 10-inch pan, heat it to medium heat, lightly grease with oil. Then once that thing is a nice even temperature,
what if Josh is gonna make his own Nutella, bro? I think he may.
Batter and immediately swirl it around the pan to fully coat the surface before it fully cooks. You want 1 even
almost every video I've seen
layer. Anyway,
usually
let that
makes
cook
it
for
all.
about 25 seconds, flip and cook for 20 to 30 more seconds. Repeat that with all of your batter. Now, the assembly is very basic. First, crepe down, followed by a nice layer of Nutella. You can make your own Nutella. I also have a recipe for it. Fully
That's funny. That's what I was saying.
The whole surface of the
I used to think this was healthy. What's wrong
Top
with me?
generously with your hazelnut praline, and then you restart. Another crepe, Nutella, praline, and repeat, and repeat, and repeat. Until, well, really as many layers as you want, but we went to 30 total layers. Now, if you count this visually, you're thinking, oh, that's not 30 layers. You got layer 1, crepe, layer 2, Nutella, layer 3, hazelnut praline. You could always do more, but that's 30. It's time to taste the next level.
Now this is a cake. You can like feel every layer as your fork goes through it. That's pretty satisfying. Wow, it's a lot of Nutella. If you love Nutella, this is gonna be your jam. Texturally, it's beautiful. Deep hazelnut flavor, not from the Nutella, but from the candied hazelnuts. But on top of that, it's like as you bite through, you can feel it go like boom, 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 like you're going down an elevator of a textural wonderland. Layers make a crepe better. That's why we like them stacked and folded, right? So yeah, more crepe layers makes this better. Now let's move on.
But anyway, we have a 50-layer potato pave.
Now this is my wheelhouse, bro. Like I said, I'm a savory fat, right? I enjoy a good pan or waffle, you know, I enjoy it. I'll eat one. But when you're talking, this is more savory, this is my wheelhouse.
It's slightly time-consuming, but
on
it's
top.
simple to make. Peel 8 pounds or 38 kilograms of russet potatoes and slice them about 1/16 of an inch thick on a finger death trap, also known as a mandolin. Toss those in a heaping quarter cup or 60 milliliters of melted duck fat. Oh, Josh, I don't have duck fat. What the f? Okay, so then use any animal fat. You cannot use butter, you can't use oil. It's important in the congealing process when you chill this later. Just please trust me. It can be lard, duck fat, or tallow. Now, the hard part is actually over. That's it, you made it. See, it's okay. Maybe it's good for us to unplug from letting our eyes go black as we scroll endlessly through our lives. Maybe you just needed a lot of potato to process them.
True.
See, this is why we need to prep more food. Anyway, grease a deep pan such as a 3rd hotel pan. You can also get those on Amazon, link in the description for that. Or you can use a large, deep bread pan. Line that bad boy with parchment, add 1 layer of sliced potato boys, lightly brush with additional
I've never eaten
that exact process into
So I've never eaten potatoes like this, but I love watching, like, they look so satisfying. I should try and make these.
a total of 50 layers. Be sure to season each layer lightly with salt as well, unless you want it to be totally unsalted. As a side note, you will need 1 pint or 475 mils of duck fat to do this. Now, once you have your stack, cover with foil and pop in a 300-degree Fahrenheit or 150 Celsius oven for 1 to 2 hours or until a cake.
And then does he fry? He must fry it after, right?
Don't overcook it, all right? We're not making mashed potatoes here. Remove the foil, place another bread pan or a 3rd pan on top, and then you can use tomato sauce cans, whatever, to weigh it down. Place in the fridge and press overnight. The next day, pop it out. Cut into 1-inch thick slices. I mean,
That looks incredible.
Layers, dude. Brother, that sounds special. Cut each of those slices into 2 evenly sized rectangles. You can also square off the edges if you want them perfect. Like
And
the rest is simple.
I might
Large
actually
pan,
try and
over
make
medium
this.
high, add just enough
Because
oil to cook
this
bottom
style of
of the
potato
pan,
looks
and carefully
incredible.
Add your chilled potato pave to the hot pan and sear for 2 to 3 minutes or until golden brown. Carefully scrape underneath with a thin spatula and flip to repeat on the other side. Pull it out, season with flaky salt, and look, you can eat it straight like this with ketchup, or you could get a little bit fancy with a generous dollop of creme fraiche. Optionally, you can take the back of a hot spoon, make a little divot in the center of your
creme fraiche?
Fill that with chili oil, top with thinly sliced chives,
Oh my
additional
God.
flaky salt, and let's taste.
Whew, getting hot in here. Observe. Oopsie. Layers can lend themselves to a little bit of fine dining. A little cut. Oh yeah. Every single layer maintained its structure. It didn't turn into one piece. And it's crispy. Holy f. This is by far the best one. By far. This is like if you took 1,000 baked potatoes and laid them on top of each other and then fried the outside. And I'm saying baked potato because I've got the creme fraiche, I got the spicy, I got the onion, but this baked potato's in 2075. As you bite through every single soft layer, you get the crunch on the outside.
Why do I watch it? Dude, I should stop reacting to these when I'm hungry, bro, truly.
Better. And it's cooked
that makes it
perfectly,
better.
it's seasoned perfectly. Top 5 potato dish we have ever made. Period. End of
Wow.
story. And what better way to transition to the real
I'm
challenge?
gonna have to actually try it,
Made
bro.
to the alpha and omega
Oh my
of
God.
layered food. The one you've been waiting for, the 100-layer lasagna. Listen, very important. Sure, you can use fresh pasta, but in southern Italy, you typically see dry pasta, so there's that. But it's also gonna avoid overcooking if you use dry pasta because it's heartier than fresh. And for a really big lasagna, you might wanna think about that. Anyway, let's talk about Bolognese. You need a large pot or a large rondo, heat over medium-high, add just enough olive oil to coat the bottom of the pan. Once extremely hot, add 3 pounds. Yes, this is a big lasagna,
Wow.
okay? 3 pounds. Or 1.3 kilograms of ground beef and 3 pounds or 1.3 kilograms of ground pork. Sear for about 3 to 4
So
minutes. until it
6
starts to
pounds
brown
of
a little
meat in
bit,
there?
And add 1.5 pounds or 675 grams of pancetta that's been very finely chopped or ground. Cook all that down, stirring often for about 5 to 6 minutes on medium high. You're keeping the heat hot, okay? Once all the meat's cooked through and beginning to develop some little crispy bits, remove all your big meat from the pan. Add a touch more olive oil to coat the pan again.
Excuse
Reduce
me?
the heat to medium. Add 2 medium yellow onions diced, 2 diced ribs of celery, 6 thinly sliced cloves of garlic. Season with salt and saute until it begins to soften. Adding 6 tablespoons or 100.
I never used to do this, but like how he's cooking the stuff in what was just used to cook. I never used to do that until one time, my buddy, he made a bacon cheeseburger and he had the bacon and he cooked the bacon and then he cooked the burger in the bacon. Like after the bacon was out of it and like the bacon like fat, I was like, oh my God, that's genius. I'm an idiot.
80 grams of tomato paste. Cook that down, stirring often until it starts to caramelize in the bottom of the pan. Immediately deglaze with 2 cups or 240 milliliters of dry white wine. Increase the heat to medium-high, bring that to a boil, and let that reduce by half. Add 4 bay leaves, then add 2 cups or 240 milliliters of chicken stock, 2 17-ounce or 500-gram cans of crushed tomatoes.
Add how precise Josh is when he's doing all the measurements and stuff. Like he tells you exactly what you need.
Salt and your bolognese is done. Now, this is a bechamel lasagna. You gotta have a little bit of bechamel, all right? I know it's French-Italian, but whatever. Just trust me. Very simple. 1 cup or 240 grams of unsalted butter in a pot, set over medium heat. Let it melt completely. Whisk in 1 cup or 120 grams of all-purpose flour. Keep cooking and whisking for about 30 seconds.
What
and
is
then you're gonna
that?
whisk in 2 quarts or 2 liters of warmed milk. Cook and whisk until thickened, like this. Then season or taste with salt, and it's done. Big pause. I'm making this a little bit fancier when we plate this.
Wow.
Okay, so hear me out. We're gonna
Holy
make one
frick.
last and very important sauce. And all you gotta do is throw everything in a blender, so it's not that hard. Spicy Romesco sauce to serve. In a blender, see? I said blender, okay? You can trust me. Add 2 fire roasted red bell peppers. When I say fire roasted, I mean they're burnt over an open flame. You let them sit, you peel them, there you go. 3 fire roasted red Fresno chilies. 4 sun-dried tomatoes that were packed in oil. Half a cup or 70 grams of toasted Marcona almonds. I know Marcona sounds crazy fancy. You can get it in most grocery stores. 4 peeled cloves of garlic, 1.5 teaspoons or 7 grams of smoked paprika, 1 tablespoon or 14 grams of red wine vinegar. Begin blending on medium. Once it starts to smooth up a little bit, add a 1/4 cup or 60 milliliters of water to loosen. Blend on high until as smooth as possible. Now, while constantly blending, stream in half a cup or 120 milliliters of extra virgin olive oil until all of it's been added, and it's beautifully
Wow.
Optionally, pass through a fine mesh strainer.
Josh could also be a singer.
And that's your Romesco. I mean, look at this thing. You ever dip a little carrot in that? Woo! Crazy. It's finally lasagna building time. We need 100 layers, and yes, we counted. First off, no way around it. Get yourself a deep half hotel pan. You can get it on Amazon. Just
Links in the description.
This thing is gonna make your life so much easier. Link in the description. Grease and coat with parchment paper. First layer is a very thin layer of bolognese, followed with par-cooked lasagna.
I didn't even know you could buy those.
6 sheets per layer. So total, you'll need about 150 lasagna sheets, just as a heads up. After that, you're gonna do another thin layer of bolognese, followed by a layer of bechamel. Do it in thin lines like this. Then a layer of ricotta, little dots all over. I know these don't seem fully
That's that
cohesive
sauce he
layers,
made?
but when we
I've never
press the
heard of
pasta sheets
that.
down, it's gonna spread evenly, substantially. Don't put too much, or it'll be too tall and messy. Anyway, after that, well, you're ready to repeat that exact same process. And if you're wondering, yeah, it takes a while. Are you ready? Put a movie on. Call someone you haven't spoke to in a while. Tell somebody you love them. Hell, maybe you can see
Tell
if you
somebody
can
you
get a
love
date
them. Oh my
and
gosh.
finally stop being single. That's a joke, okay? It's okay to be single. It's fine. So keep repeating that process. Lasagna sheet, bolognese, bechamel, ricotta, pasta sheet, bolognese, bechamel, ricotta, until you quite literally hit 100 layers, or in this case, 101. Anyway, cover with foil, pop it at 350 Fahrenheit or 175 Celsius
look at
oven
the-
for 1.5 hours. Press
Look at the stove like move with the weight.
Pasta
Look at this, bro.
175 Celsius oven for 1.5 hours. Press another deep half hotel pan on top.
It's
just
gotta
let
be
the potatoes
hefty.
lightly weigh it down, not as aggressively, and press in the fridge overnight. The next day, pop it out and prepare yourself for one of the best cross sections you may ever see in your life. Goodness gracious, good Lord have mercy on my soul. That is a lasagna. But we can't eat it like this. Let's make it
Like I said, I'm not huge on lasagna, but this looks fire.
Let's say a 3/4 thick bar. Make sure your knife is sharp when you're doing this. Once you've got your slices, get a pan heated over medium-high, add a few tablespoons of vegetable oil in there, and sear a piece for 2 minutes per side, flipping, just appreciating the beauty of it. Grab a plate, and finally, a nice generous circle of Romesco on the bottom. Your seared lasagna in the center of that. You can top it with parm and call it a day. I did a little Parmigiano cream for the flex. I know you want the recipe for that. That'll be in the link in the description if you really want it. Hit with additional fresh grated Parmigiano Reggiano, maybe a nice drizzle of herb oil or olive oil, extra virgin. Top with torn fresh basil. And now we find out if this was all.
That looks incredible,
It
bro.
all came down to this. Beautiful plate, honestly. Boys, mission accomplished. Actually insane. Oh my God. This is hands down the greatest lasagna I have ever eaten in my life. And I know I can be verbose. I get it. But I'm telling you right now, I don't think you will ever have a better lasagna. I don't think you will ever make a better lasagna. But why do we do this? Layers. Is it worth it? Yes. Period.
Wow.
End of story. Thank you for joining us on this journey. I love you so much. Goodbye.
Hi, Josh. Dude, I might have to. I think I'm actually gonna try to make the potatoes. That's above. There's no way, Tim. You're not smart enough for that. Just relax. It looked incredible.